Okay, guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. This is my daily forecast and also those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much. I did a little bit of a shout out to some of my regular viewers because I really do appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are what keeps this channel alive. For any viewers that I didn't miss or didn't call out, I think of you too. I don't know who all is always watching. I can know by comments and things like that. And, I just know who my peeps are. So I really appreciate each and every one of you for following me through on this journey of the last 4 years. It's been a long 4 years and I'm still continuing forward, even with only 23 views or 25 views on a video. Hopefully this channel will grow. That's my whole goal for this year. And hopefully it will reach more people and help those that need it. The help that this channel is to provide is validation and support for decisions that you're already in the process of making, right? So I don't want my readings to necessarily replace your own intuition or intelligence. I want you to be having an idea of where you're already at or what your situation is already doing and what you think you may need to be doing, and then having these cards validate that. That's the true power of a reading to me. The reading's not supposed to make the decision for you. It's not supposed to strip you of your free will. It's there to kind of give you insight into maybe something that you didn't see or weren't aware of, but it's then up to you to make that decision. So that being said, this reading is now created for the 8th of February. It's not solely set for that date. I will refer back to the weekly that was on Sunday that you can find in the lower left-hand corner of the end of this video to understand what I'm talking about. But if you're seeing this on a date that's not February 8th, this still may be your reading. Messages find their ways to us in mysterious and magical ways. So if you're seeing this in the middle of say November, and it fits your life or it makes sense to you and you're like, oh my God, he's talking to me, then just go with it. Will you not step on the cords, please? Oh, this dog and these cords. I swear I can't have the puppies loose when I do the readings. He's like shutting the lights off. Don't chew the cords. Like, you're going to get electrocuted, and then I'm going to have to call you Electrocutie, and it's not going to be fun. All right, so please check out the drop-down menu so that you know, like, the house rules, how to follow me, how to contact me if you want a private reading, all of that sort of stuff. And if you enjoy my material, my content, please hit that thumbs up button. It greatly helps the algorithm. Because I have so few views, I think that the higher I get thumbs up on my views, ratios of thumbs up to views, would help me to get pushed out to other viewers that may not notice my content or see it normally. Because if, like, I have a high thumbs up rating, then YouTube's going to be like, wow, if 23 people watched this and 16 people liked it, it must be valuable content. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Who the hell knows with the YouTube algorithm? I've been at this for 4 years, and it's been a struggle. But I love doing readings. So this is our daily forecast. So please subscribe if you're new to me. Also, share the video out onto your social media platform. I'm not the most technologically savvy guy. I still haven't figured out how to share a reading to Instagram. It's so sad. Instagram to me, TikTok, all of that stuff is so, like, ADD. Everything's got to be under 2 minutes. And I'm not from that generation. I'm a Gen Xer. We like to sit and stew in our shit. So we like to process as Gen Xers. So let's see what the card is for today and see what energies we're working with. The Fool. Beginnings of new journeys. Interesting, because yesterday we had the High Priestess, right? She was represented by the Mona Lisa, and she's also the midweek card. But underneath, in the weekly reading, underneath this though is, I'm gonna put you up because you're just too into stuff. Underneath this is the Star, right? So the way shower. And the Star is also major arcana. So I feel like there is this, and there's a quietness to the Star, and there's a quietness to the High Priestess. There's like an observation, a secretiveness, a spiritual intelligence to the High Priestess. that I feel like we need to be paying attention to, because that star rests underneath both the Fool and the High Priestess. Now, with this Fool energy, the Fool is about the beginnings of new journeys. How do we go about taking these new journeys? And doing so in a peaceful, quiet, and calm manner, thinking our way through. Now, the Fool is not the most peaceful and quiet guy, right? He can be a little bit boisterous. He can be a little bit excitable. He can be about new adventure and the excitement of that, and not feeling the fear around that, trusting with, like, almost what one would consider foolish abandon. But we have the peace and the calm of the stars sort of showing us the way, right? They call it in this deck the way shower. So if the Fool is willing to listen and use the sort of spiritual intelligence and awareness observation of the High Priestess that we saw yesterday, I think that we're going to be fine. I think that there's new beginnings for us today that could be quite fruitful and wonderful, right? But we have to remain open to them. This is card number 0. This is the beginning of a whole new cycle for us. We also I have to mention, I think it was on 22222, right? That was the beginning of the new Lunar New Year, right? So we are starting a new cycle of a whole new, our calendar year starts on the 1st of January, but the Lunar New Year started on the 2nd of February of 2022, which is a lot of twos. So we could be beginning, endeavors, ideas, thoughts, exploration of new opportunities or places we want to go, trajectories we want to take, changes we want to make in our lives that might seem a little bit crazy or different or far off. But with the balance of the star, the calmness of the star, and the wisdom of the High Priestess from yesterday, I really think we can take the energy of the Fool and move forward, open-hearted, open-minded, and really make something happen, right? Even almost have a childlike playfulness to it, an open-minded quality to it that allows us to really explore and move forward in a different way, right? The Fool, I believe, is associated with the planet Uranus, which I think it's either Neptune or Uranus, but both of them are outlier planets, and both of them kind of have sort of awakener energy to them. Like Pluto is the great transformer. It brings up the stuff from the real depths of who we are. Uranus and Neptune are kind of like, Neptune's a little bit, in my opinion, and I'm no like perfect astrologer, Neptune's a little bit more emotionally based, where Uranus is a little bit more like the great awakener. Like, it awakens in us new things we didn't know existed. The Fool might be that very thing that we didn't know existed, right? The openness or the idea of, oh, hey, wait a second, I want to go this direction. Or, oh, hey, this appeals to me, or that excites me. And even though it may feel like it's off track or off kilter from where we thought we were headed, we have the wisdom of the star and the High Priestess in this early part of the week to move us forward. Now, all three of these cards leading as major arcana says to me that even though this is a kind of a quiet week thus far, it's impactful, right? Like, major arcana cards don't play around, meaning even small, quieter decisions, because we have the quietness and the pause of the High Priestess and the quietness and the peace of the star behind all of this. I'm going to say that, like, even if it's small little decisions we're making that don't seem all of that impactful, they could be greatly affecting where our path opens up to us today through this Fool card. And we have to be kind of open-minded enough, exuberant enough, bold enough to follow it and still keep our awareness about us. But I think we will with the star and the High Priestess backing us. Trust in science. We just saw this too. This, I believe, was over the weekend, was it not? When did we see Trust in Science? This was the card for the week, I believe. I gotta double check that. Is it not? No, we saw it on, it was on Sunday's reading. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not the star, it's the Ace of Air. The Ace of Air was her underpinning for the beginning of the week. So it's still the clarity of that swords energy, right? New thought, new ideas. And the Fool would represent those new beginnings too, and actually taking action and moving along that path or beginning to move towards that path. So sorry to give you all that star information, but Who knows? Maybe the star's still having an effect on us because she showed up twice last week. There's never anything wrong in staying in peace, right? But we have the Ace of Air, which would be also intellect. This trust in science would tie into that intellect, like proving our theories before maybe moving forward. So we're not doing anything foolhardily or stupidly or carelessly, right? Not that the fool is careless, but he can have a tendency to maybe not see what's coming. So we want to make sure that we're balancing that with this trust in science. And I always get this sort of face off of this card. Kind of reminds me of the High Priestess. She looks like she's giving you High Priestess vibes amidst all of the factual science-based stuff that she has underneath her, right? It creates this awareness, where's my pointer, within her third eye and crown of her higher knowledge, but it's also based in somewhat, science fact knowledge books, tested theories, life experiences, all of that. But she's not necessarily living from the life experiences of her past. She's living from the knowledge of like tried and true methods. And then she's moving forward into new experiences through the Fool, which allows her to sort of, the trust in science allows her to sort of stabilize the, I don't want to say erratic nature of the Fool, but maybe the inability of the Fool to sort of, stay grounded. Does that make sense? Now, I am going to read Trust in Science to you again, just because it's shown up again. We keep seeing the same sort of cards again with this, but it's interesting to me. Science can be defined as the methodical study of the nature and behavior of the universe and all that dwells within it by making an observation, forming a hypothesis, and then testing the hypothesis through investigation and experimentation. Scientists, just like the rest of us, are not perfect. However, when it becomes clear that a hypothesis, an idea that explains a particular phenomenon or makes an educated guess is flawed, they are willing to accept that they have made an error and invest more time in further study. A scientist accepts they do not know everything. They do not mind being proven wrong because it is the truth that matters. Facts matter. The Fool, too, isn't going to necessarily mind being proven wrong. He's going to be open to being shown things, right? Scientists employ rigorous methods to find their answers. They do not offer an unsubstantiated opinion. At worst, they will offer an educated guess. They will admit when they do not know the answer. When they do offer a solution, it is often based on years of research, observation, investigation, and experimentation. They are experts at what they do, and their only goal is to expand our knowledge and improve our lives. The message of this card is simple. While it is wise to have a questioning mind, there are times when we need to heed the wisdom and advice of experts rather than those who claim knowledge outside of their field. You would not seek out a plumber to better understand how the human brain functions. You would seek out a neuroscientist. You would not seek out a chef for insight into how infectious diseases affect us. You would seek out an epidemiologist. All might be experts in their fields, but they are not experts in fields outside their area of study or practice. Be sure that you are obtaining your information from the most knowledgeable source. Trust in science. Science is magic explained. So there's some of you, this could also, just from a very basic standpoint, if the Fool is feeling like unknown to you, new beginnings and things coming at you that you might not feel as though you know how to handle, this Trust in Science card is like, let's look at the proven facts. Now, I don't want you to live in the past and re-experience similar situations in new presentations due to the fact that, I was harmed in the past, so this is going to happen. The Fool is open to new change, but we have to formulate those hypotheses. We have to, go to the experts. If we need to go to a therapist or to our sponsor or to our older brother who's experienced something similar, whatever, and get their information and then make a better and more informed decision as we move forward through today, we certainly can do so. The Fool is full of opportunity, right? For newness and exploration, but we want to make sure that exploration is grounded in wise thought today, in wisdom, and that wisdom is also in the High Priestess that we saw yesterday, and we saw Trust in Science already once this week, did we not? I swear to God, was she not? She was the Sunday card. So she's showing up saying, let's not jump to any conclusions here, people. let's really look at what's going on around us and really assess from a place of intelligence rather than from assumption. The grounding stone for today is on Tiger's Eye, and the word is generosity. Be good to yourself and be good to others is my feeling there. Be generous and open with your mind, but also be generous and open with your search and seeking for the scientific truth of what is going on around you rather than assumptions. I often, as a Pisces, I operate off of assumptions or intuitions that I think might be more accurate, and then I often talk to a person and I find out that they're not necessarily exactly where I thought they were. And so be generous with like all of it, like keep an open mind today, both scientifically and based in logic, but also open like the Fool would be as you take your journey through the day today. And ground in that. Remember, the stone for the week this week is vision. How do you want it to appear? And then make it so by being open-minded to it, but keeping it grounded in the reality of how can I actually make it happen? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day, you guys. All right, take care. Bye-bye.